Taipei-Shanghai Forum kicks off with high-level delegations. First batch of USM-1A2T tanks arrives in Taiwan. Tourist injured in Alishan railway accident. Champion cyclist pleads guilty over Olympian wife's car death. Elon Musk's net worth has reached $400 billion. Biden pardons 39 people, commutes sentences of 1,500 others. Amazon and eBay to pay fair share for e-waste recycling. Whale makes epic migration.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, December 16th, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, the 2024 Taipei-Shanghai Forum, hosted by Taipei Mayor Jiang Wan-an for the first time, will take place on December 16th to 17th. Shanghai Vice Mayor Hua Yuan leads the delegation with key events including a banquet, Min Forum, and agreements on smart healthcare and wildlife conservation. The first 38 U.S.-sold M1A2C tanks arrived at Taipei Port late on December 15th. The Defense Ministry secured the unloading site with containers and transported the covered tanks to the Army's Hukou base by heavy trailers. A tourist was injured on December 15th after trespassing onto the Alishan mini train tracks to take photos. Despite the train's warning horn, the woman was struck and broke her left leg. The incident was caused by Dream International Travel, which allowed the group to break the rules. The company faces a one-year ban from the Mianyue line and further penalties. In global news, former world champion cyclist Rohan Dennis has pleaded guilty to a car incident in Australia that killed his wife, fellow Olympian Melissa Hoskins. Hoskins died in a hospital on December 30th, 2023, after being struck by a vehicle driven by Dennis outside their home in Adelaide. He was initially charged with dangerous driving causing death and driving without due care. But on Tuesday, he admitted to a lesser charge, one aggravated count of creating the likelihood of harm. Dennis, who has 2 children with Hoskins, will be sentenced at a later date.
Few details are known about the circumstances leading to Hoskins's death. However, Dennis's guilty plea means he has admitted to driving a car while Hoskins was in close proximity, knowing that the act was likely to cause harm or being recklessly indifferent to whether it would. His lawyer told the court, there was no intention on Mr. Dennis's part to harm his wife, and this charge does not hold him responsible for her death. Hoskins was a world champion in the team pursuit in 2015 and a 2-time Olympian, and her death triggered a wave of tributes from around the world. She and Dennis married in 2018. Dennis retired at the end of the 2023 season after a career that included stage wins at the Tour de France, Giro d'Italia, and Vuelta a España.
The richest person in the world has reached an even higher milestone. Tesla CEO and ex-owner Elon Musk now has a net worth of $400 billion, making him the first person ever to surpass that mark. Driving this increase in wealth was a deal that boosted the valuation of Musk's rocket company SpaceX to approximately $350 billion. SpaceX and its investors agreed to purchase up to $1.25 billion in insider shares. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, the world's wealthiest man has gained approximately $136 billion in net worth since November 5th.
Since the aftermath of the 2024 U.S. presidential election, Musk has enjoyed a huge surge in his personal wealth. An alliance with President-elect Donald Trump has pushed his ventures to the forefront. Musk serves as the chief executive of Tesla and SpaceX and is also the owner of X, as well as the CEO of other ventures. His artificial intelligence startup, XAI, also more than doubled in value in November amid a new funding round, surging to $50 billion from a few months ago. While the top spots on the billionaires index typically switch around, Musk is racing past his wealthy peers. As of December 10, before his wealth climbed to $400 billion, he was already $140 billion richer than the second richest person on Earth, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos.
Outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden said on Thursday that he was pardoning 39 people convicted of nonviolent crimes and commuting the sentences of nearly 1,500 others serving long prison terms. The moves come just over a week after the president signed an unconditional pardon for his son, Hunter. Last week, the White House was considering demands for Biden to extend the same grace to thousands of people wronged by the U.S. judicial system. Biden stated that the individuals granted clemency would have received shorter sentences if charged under today's laws, policies, and practices.
Biden said, "As president, I have the great privilege of extending mercy to people who have demonstrated remorse and rehabilitation, restoring opportunity for Americans to participate in daily life and contribute to their communities, and taking steps to remove sentencing disparities for nonviolent offenders, especially those convicted of drug offenses." The president added that he will take more steps in the weeks ahead and that his administration will continue reviewing clemency petitions. He could take further action to exercise his power during his remaining 39 days in office. The White House said the clemencies granted by Biden were the most ever in a single day.
Online marketplaces such as Amazon and eBay will be required to pay their fair share of the costs of recycling electrical waste under new government proposals. Circular Economy Minister Mary Creagh said the planned reforms would create a level playing field for electronics producers by placing more responsibility on international retailers to contribute to recycling costs. Some foreign sellers have avoided this charge by selling through online marketplaces. Firms that produce e-cigarettes will also be required to pay more, with the plan set to take effect in January 2026.
In 2023, the UN estimated that 844 million vapes are discarded every year, although it noted that 77 times more e-waste is generated from unwanted toys. Krieg said, under these new plans, online marketplaces, Amazon, eBay, and others, will face much tougher obligations to ensure that overseas sellers who use their platforms contribute to the cost of collection and recycling. The minister oversees the UK government's Circular Economy Initiative, which promotes reusing, repairing, and sharing materials and products for greater environmental sustainability. Amazon stated that they are committed to minimizing waste and helping our customers to reuse, repair, and recycle their products. The company offers free recycling options, including home pickup via its website.
A scientist says the humpback whale has undertaken one of the longest and most unusual migrations ever recorded, possibly driven by climate change. The whale was spotted in the Pacific Ocean off Colombia in 2017 and then popped up several years later near Zanzibar in the Indian Ocean, a journey of at least 13,000 kilometers. Experts believe this epic trek may be due to climate change, depleting food stocks, or an odyssey to find a mate. One expert noted it was very likely the longest distance ever recorded for a humpback whale.
Dr. Kalashnikova of the Tanzania Cetaceans Program described the feat as truly impressive and unusual, even for this highly migratory species. Humpback whales inhabit all the world's oceans, undertaking some of the longest migrations of any mammal, traveling annually between tropical breeding grounds and cooler feeding grounds. However, this male's journey was particularly remarkable, involving two distant breeding grounds. One theory suggests that climate change is reducing the abundance of the shrimp-like krill that humpback whales feed on, forcing them to travel further in search of food. Alternatively, whales might be exploring new breeding grounds as their populations rebound due to global conservation efforts.
The answer for last Thursday was D, yields. The climate has grown more equable and the crop yields have risen. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of champion cyclist pleads guilty over Olympian wife's car death. Number 1, aggravate. 使严重, 使恶化. The patient's condition was aggravated by the lack of proper medical care. Number 2, likelihood. 可能性. There is a high likelihood of rain tomorrow. Number 3, indifferent. 漠不关心无所谓的. She was indifferent to the outcome of the game. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I will see you next time.